Hey, Marcus Washington, MTC Media here. So we finally had one of those, I guess you can call it March Madness type of upsets here with France, who was, I think, a 7.5 point underdog to Germany, pulling off the upset at 73-69, even though you can always argue, they had quote unquote home court advantage, however you want to put it. But there was just some baffling things that Germany and I'm sure they'll explain why they did this. But, coming right off of the bat, Franz Wagner, who was so good at the beginning of the game, and then didn't score again, I think, until the fourth quarter, and how they disappeared, and how Germany at the beginning of the game was getting a lot of things when they went ball action in the middle from the top. And France makes a subtle adjustment. The tag guy came and got the roller higher up than what they were at the beginning, which means it's hard to play Gobert because Gobert, if you put him in that screen action, he naturally goes in the drop, and then you don't want Germany manufacturing that and say, oh, if I can get Gobert and drop, then I'll just run my actions, hoping in the sense that they switch, or I can manufacture my actions that will get Gobert in that screen and roll action with a guy who can step out. And even then, if you notice early on, this included Wemby. Early on, Germany was putting Wemby in screen and roll action in the middle of the floor constantly, and they were attacking him. So obviously that was the gameplay. And again, the tag did come higher, but it just seemed like they really never went back to that. The other thing that I like that Germany did when France had punched them in the mouth was they win a couple of possessions, or a handful of possessions, where they played Dennis Schroeder off the ball. That's how he got those the couple of threes that he hit and stuff like that. They played him off the ball, and it kind of freed him up for more offense. And I just thought once France did not go away, that getting Wagner, especially in the third quarter and going beyond, getting Wagner mobilized offensively was very, very important. Two, Germany was using a lot of stagger actions for Opes, which why not? How that man shoots the 3-pointer, why wouldn't you? But why not use the stagger action with some screen to screener action that involves Opes and Franz Wagner? So that way it puts more pressure on France's defense if Wagner's running off of the stagger. And even if he doesn't get it, if you're running screen to screener for Opes to come off second, 99% of the time there's going to be some room coming off that second guy. If the first guy plays it soft, you can get it off the first guy. If you switch, then that when one of the screeners, most of the time it's the second screener, can go and slip on it and get a layup, or slip on it and get the ball in the lane, or wherever the case may be. There are all kinds of variations, but Germany, when they did run the stagger action, it just seemed vanilla and ordinary. And so France did what they're supposed to do, which is they adjusted to it. Sometimes they came over top of it. They did things to kind of take it away, or they pushed the action further out where they could play under the screen. And it was those things. I just thought that Germany could have done these little tweaks that wouldn't have made this game as hard as it was, and it wouldn't have eliminated them, because they are the defending world champs. I don't care how you want to poo-poo it. Germany was the defending world champs, winning FIBA World Cup, and they looked awesome throughout the Olympics. A Germany United States final, and I don't know, when we're recording this, United States is just about to tip off with Serbia, so I don't know who's going to be in the finals. But a Germany United States finals would have been something to look forward to, because it would have been the whole U.S. is going to try to knock off and the defending world champs, and I do mean world champs, no allows, the defending world champs, and reclaim what they feel like is their rightful place on the world stage. For France, because I don't want to just talk about Germany and what they didn't do. Give France a lot of credit, just like the United States did with Jason Tatum and Joel Embiid. I thought that France coached Rudy Gobert's minutes. Once they figured at the beginning a couple lineups with Gobert they couldn't play him in, they actually coached his minutes, which meant that at times he got less minutes. And I know Gobert tried the whole thing with he had surgery. Then his coach said he didn't have surgery. Thank goodness for Brian Windhurst, who explained he had a laceration. He had some stitches put in the finger. Whether you want to count it as surgery or not, that's up to you. But he was saying that's what had happened with Gobert. But they coached them. Frankie, I always call him Frankie No Jumper. Frankie Ntilikina played the first 349 of the game, and we didn't see him again until either the third or fourth quarter because they coached him. I don't understand why United States people lose their minds. The first they said, well, the coaches don't get to be coaches in the NBA. Da, 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 da. Then Steve Kerr has coached an all-star team, essentially, of greats and very good players in the current generation. And when he's coached them, now the fans are saying, what are you doing coaching them? You guys kill me. But getting back to France, Evan Fournier, I thought played well because he played within himself. I know he didn't shoot well. He was 2 for 7. But here was a guy who had criticized his coach, and his coach had told him that he was on the line for criticizing him. But he gave his coach some very good minutes. Nicholas Batum also, I know it says only 9 points. He was great. When he was in the game, he was a switchable big wing. He impacted the way that offense was being run. Terrific, beyond scoring points for the job that he did. Then, of course, Wembanyama had 11 points, very inefficient, 4 for 17, had the huge three-pointer that he made. But guys like Lessort, who had the 10 points, Ubaselli, who had 17, he was really good before he fouled out. And Cordinet, who seems to be their emotional guy, had 16, and they ended up with a win. Now, 1996 was the last time a host nation had played in men's basketball for a medal, and now France will have that chance. It's Marcus Washington, MTC Media.